Hello there. Welcome to another episode of WOK TALK. Um, there's a couple things I want to talk about, but I guess as always, I'll start off and say a little bit about my walk for lost loved ones. In case anyone doesn't get the joke, it's WOK walk, because you can cook on this sucker, because that's what it is. It's a walk. But I also have a walk for lost loved ones, just to make things confusing. Um, the most difficult thing about having this shield manufactured was not the manufacturing process or the design process. It was actually having it shipped to me. It bounced around in shipping for a long time, and then at one point it just stayed at one place and didn't seem to be going anywhere. I called the guy, he didn't really seem to know what I was talking about. Um, or they didn't seem to say whether or not they had the item. And when I got the item, the packaging was open, and it was appeared that they at least had their hands on the handle. So I don't know if they were picking it up and carrying it around, or they were just trying to figure out what the hell this thing was. But it took quite a few months for it to get to me. But it was worth the wait. Um, I better get to these squats. Alrighty. On New Year's Eve, there was quite a lot of commotion by co-op. Um, I was doing my thing where I wave to traffic and try to. Normally, I tell people there are winners and you're number one and things like that. But because it was New Year's, I was wishing everybody Happy New Year's. And as I was doing that, a vehicle came through the intersection pretty fast, actually. Maybe a little too fast for the road conditions. And just previously, the set of lights, what do you call that? The sequence of lights that had just changed. The people who were coming through the previous green light, they hadn't cleared the intersection yet, and not only that, but they had gone from the turning lane, cutting across into the other lane that where this guy was driving, and so they got smoked, like they got totally nailed, and so much so that their vehicle spun around. The vehicle that got hit spun around, and its back end took out a pedestrian that was standing on the corner opposite of me. Just the back end came around and just nailed this guy right on the shoulder. And he kind of went flying a little bit, but he went over this snowbank and he didn't hit any like solid objects or anything. And I ran over to see if everybody was all right. And not only was the guy who got hit all right, but he was on the phone and he was talking to the cops. And first, I thought he was just in shock, kind of thing, because that happens. And I'm not entirely convinced that wasn't the case, even though I stayed there in the cold and chatted with him for an hour because I was thinking they might want to talk to both of us as witnesses, since not that he was an unreliable witness, the guy who got hit, he was the guy who was acting as the witness of the accident. But I mean, he did get hit by a vehicle, and so I would think they maybe want some confirmation from another human being that that actually happened, because I saw the whole car accident and I saw him get totally hit, but he saw the accident as well and was like, fair enough, he could be a witness to the thing. So I just technically waited around for a whole hour for no reason, basically, other than just keeping people company. Because the police didn't want to talk to me at all, and that's fine. They don't have to talk to me no more than they have to talk to anybody else. I just was a witness to an accident, and I think just to be absolutely safe, uh, even if it's New Year's or Christmas or whatever, if the road conditions aren't perfect, I don't think I'm gonna do my waving at the traffic thing. Just in case me distracting traffic played even the smallest role in this, I don't want to take a chance. So feel free to give me shit for that if you think I played a part in this. I accept that criticism. It worries me deeply that I might have played a part in this. I don't really think that was the case, but we're all elements in the world and we're all in this together. So feel free to give me some blame. But everybody was all right. Like I said, I talked with Buddy who got hit by the vehicle for like an hour, and he was just perfectly fine. He says he's a hockey player. He knows how to take a hit, and yeah, he was all right. I didn't get anybody's names. If I was paying attention, I probably could have got their names when they were giving their information to the police. But I don't. I'm not trying to be Snoopy or anything like that. I'm just, like I said, just wanted to be a witness if needed. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is my motivation and lack thereof. Um, I might get quite a bit done and plan for quite a bit throughout the year, and maybe that won't all get accomplished, or I'll get even more accomplished. But the thing I don't want is people to worry too much when things are going good. Because when things are going bad, I understand you want to worry, like want me to improve or whatever. But when things are going good and people are worried, it really makes me put the brakes on things because it makes me second guess myself. And I'm not saying don't worry about me. That's not what I'm saying. Um, you're free to have your opinions and think whatever you want. So if you want me to quit smoking pot, you go ahead and say that. I know that comes from a place of concern when people say that. Um, but I'm going to continue smoking pot for a while. But even the idea that I'm doing something wrong in my process does kind of make me double think what I'm doing at the time. And I accept your criticism, but it will make me slow down a little bit. And I just thought I would mention that. And that's not a bad thing. It just means I will slow down. But I do want people to know the concept of taking the weights off, which is a thing that I haven't shared with people that I've learned from doing long term exercise that's a little heavier than my normal exercise. Is at a certain weight, at a certain point, you realize that you're adding imaginary weight to yourself. And at a certain point, you can decide to take that weight off. And when I slow myself down, I realize that's all I'm doing is I'm adding that imaginary weight back, and it's a precautionary thing. It's what stops you from hurting yourself and going too far. But I cautiously take that weight off. That's what I want people to understand. If you think I'm going too far, too fast, or too much, I'm just trying to do the best that I possibly can. And what I'm trying to do is not always the simplest thing in the world because I'm trying to raise awareness for suicide prevention. I'm trying to see the symbol, be the symbol, which can mean so many things for so many different people. For some people, I'm just raising awareness for suicide prevention. For other people, I'm a symbol of Canada and all that it represents, good or bad. Some people think the Canada flag probably still means fuck Trudeau because that really sunk in with people for a long time, but maybe that changed to fuck Carney. I don't know. I haven't seen any truckers with Canada flags lately, so as far as I know, that isn't the deal anymore. But that was pretty funny for a while there when the Canada flag became a symbol against the prime minister. That'll always stick with me quite a bit because it really shaped how a lot of people thought they understood what I meant and what I stood for. And so I'm gonna over time try to explain myself a little bit better because to some people they see me as like a protector of sorts or somebody who would want to try to intervene in crimes and things like that. And I I would, like any person, if they saw somebody in trouble, intervene to try to help them. But as far as drugs and prostitution and things like that goes, life is complicated and adults can make their own decisions. And so I would never be the kind of person to intervene in those kind of things. But if that lets people down because they want me to be the symbol of all Canadian justice, I am sorry, because I might not be that symbol. But if you think that symbol needs to exist, maybe you're the person who needs to be that symbol. Anybody can pick up a Canada flag, and you probably would be called Captain Canada too, because it just kind of comes out of people when you go around wearing the flag. Um, Feel free to compete with me for that title. I feel like I haven't earned it, and maybe if I had to butt heads with somebody else, maybe that would make me feel like I earned it a little bit more. It's a very heavy title to take the name of a whole country, because a country has done a lot in its history and will do a lot in its future. And if people just assume I only represent that, then they'll assume that I promote things like MAID, the medical assistance in dying, and I think that's assisted suicide, and I do not promote that. I do not support that. I understand there are people in pain that want to die, but you got to learn to live with pain. Is my response to that. I know that might seem really cruel, and feel free to say that to me, that you think that's cruel, and I even believe that in a way. But I think it's more cruel to devote resources to ending people's lives rather than devoting those resources to trying to find better solutions. And the idea that they say they've gone through every possible solution before um, they've gone to this solution, this medical assistance in dying. I just don't believe it. I don't believe they've exhausted all their resources and have tried as hard as they possibly can. And even if they have, I still don't really think I can justify saying I'm okay with my country helping people end their life. Like, it's just a principle that I stand on, and feel free to tell me I'm wrong. But I may talk more about that in the future, because these laws are now going to encompass not just people with physical injuries, but also people with mental handicaps. And so I don't know exactly how far that extends, and that's horrifying to me, to think that people who might not be fully capable of deciding for themselves may have that decision taken away, and now they may be forced to die. And that's terrible. Even if you agree with people wanting to end pain in their life, I don't think most people would agree that people with mental health issues should be given medical assistance in dying, or veterans should not be suggested medical assistance in dying, which has happened. There has been at least one or two cases of a veteran being offered medical assistance in dying when they have outright said they do not want it, and that is wrong. Um, I don't care who you are. I don't think your government should put resources towards ending your life, because you might change your mind. And the thing is, the other thing it has been used for is people have pretended to have illnesses that they don't have, or have exaggerated their illnesses because they were suicidal, and they just used it as a easier way to end their own life, when that was not what it was supposed to be for. And so I'll try not. I wasn't intending this video to be about that topic specifically, but now that I started talking about it, I had to say more and elaborate a little bit, because just saying you're against it sounds like a very extreme stance, and I am very extreme on that stance. But I'm also just want to let people know that it's not just as simple as helping people die that are in pain. It's more complicated than that. But I'll try to explain that more in the future. The more I understand it, I will make you aware of it. That's just my understanding it as of now, is that 2027 opens up the door to people with mental health issues being given medical assistance and dying. But I'll just leave it at that. My name is Joseph Arthur Roszell. You might know me as Captain Canada. I want to thank you for watching. I love you. I want to wish you all the luck in the world. And I want you to know that suicide is never the answer. Peace out.